Hi, everyone. Um, Welcome to the second annual BAScii Open House event. I'm Tanawatang Suramrong. You can call me James, and I'm a first-year student here at BAScii.
Hi, I'm Tanya Ratnasni Visanon, or you can call me Sonia. I'm the sophomore student. So before we go into more detail, I would like to introduce you BAScii, Bachelors of Art and Science in Integrated Innovation, an international program preparing students for the future's international industry and careers. We will learn the useful 21st century soft skills and gain knowledge in both business and technology side to work on the innovative projects, and this will help us innovate and adapt to the agile business environment.
So in this program, there are 4 specializations, including health and well-being, inclusive community and smart city, sustainable development, and applied digital intelligence, all of which we'll go into detail later. But first, please give a round of applause to our Executive Director, Professor Warasak Kanok Nukunchai, who will be giving his welcome speech.
Very good morning. Uh, Welcome to the School of Integrated Innovation. We invite you today here for an open house of our school because we think this session will be able to provide you information that you can learn more so that you will be able to make decision about not only about what you want to study, but also your life and your career, because this is very important juncture of your life. Talking to the students, of course, the parents also want to hear so that you will be able to understand why your children want to come here. As executive director of the school, I would like to tell you not only about the school, but also the story behind the school, the story why we need the school. And this is sometimes called the speedboat model of Chulalongkorn University. We were set up just 2 years ago to be totally different from other faculty. If you are with us, you will be the third batches of our students, and you will be considered as pioneer together with the other 2 batches. So I would like to start by giving you the story about our school. Let me move a little bit here. Hello, hello. Okay. So I think you may know that Chulalongkorn has been ranked globally within 100 rank and based on the academic reputations. Chulalongkorn has been in existence for more than 100 years. We are doing very well. But then the question is, why? Why we need a new school? Anything wrong? So this will be the story telling you why. I think during the last decade, you should have noticed a lot of changes around you, mostly because of the new technologies that will affect not only technology itself, but also the lifestyle, the business, everything around you will change, and it will be changed much faster in the years to come. So if we look at the changes that is coming, it could be categorized into two groups. The first group is going to come for sure, and you know what is coming. This is related to the world itself, okay, the impact of how we live in this world, which I will tell you later on. But the other one, we know that is coming, but we don't know what is coming. We know something is going to change, and that is unknown to us. Okay, so these are the two category of changes, which is the main focus of our students. I show you the first one, the population boom is one of the global mega trend. Okay, we used to have 300 million, and now we have 7 billion, and we are going to have 9 billion people in this world. Secondly, rapid urbanizations. We used to have only 3% of world populations living in the city. Today is over 50%. How we can make the city a livable city? So this is another task. Climate change, you know what is climate change, but you don't feel it because it go very slow. So this is something that we want our students to be concerned as a global citizens. Environment degradation, environment has been uh, become bad, worse and worse. Wealth inequality, this is an issue that people talk for a long time. 1% of the top wealthiest people own 50% of the wealth of this world. And it's going to increase with the digital age, with the coming of AI. This is going to increase. Aging societies, we are now having more and more senior people. I think recently there was a generation gap. We have generation Z, Y, X, and baby boomer. There seem to be some difference. How can we understand one another? And by when we said we are aging society, it means this is the pyramid, population pyramid of Thailand. Each strip is 5 years, starting from 0 to 4 years old up to about 80, 90 years old. You see that we in Thailand, the population reduce every year. That's why you see a lot of university could not recruit, could not fill the seats. Okay, so the productive sector is here. Okay, but we are talking about people over 65, which is on top here. We have only 12.2%, but this is enough to be called aging society because WHO defined that whenever we have more than 77% of senior people, more than 65, is aging society. If it's more than 14%, it becomes aged society, which is like Japan. Okay? So we are going to approach Japan very soon. They said in Japan, they get rich first before getting old. In Thailand, we are not yet rich. We are getting old already. So that is the difference. And COVID is something that is coming. We may have to live with COVID for a long time. Okay? The vaccine is coming, but it's still not certain that it's going to solve the problem. Now we look at the second category, which is even more interesting. Something that is going to come. And we have no idea what is coming. We can only predict. We can only guess. And we want our students to be able to prepare to face this challenge. Easy way to see how the world changed very rapidly, to pretend that you sleep for 30 years like a sleeping beauty. Say this is a Chinese girl in Shenzhen. She slept in 1990 and was not able to wake up until 2020. What she saw in 1990 out of her window, a lot of fish pond, rice field. But today when she woke up, she saw the landscape of a new city and look at her face. She was shocked. She thought she went to a different world. Okay, so but since we are every day, things change, we don't feel that there's a rapid change. You many of you use smartphone. Do you know that the smartphone is only available only 7 years? But you feel that this is part of your life for a long, long time. Okay? The power of computers that double every 2 years, cheaper every 2 years, which is called Moore law, is the reason that things change so fast. This is a kind of forecast or prediction. They say that computer will have more brain power. In 2017, a computer brain is already more than brain of a mouse. In 2025, another 5 years from now, computer will overpass our brain power. And look at 2055, the power of computer is so huge that it is even more than you combine all the brain of human together, is surpassed. That is another 35 years. You are now, many of the children here, you are now 16, 17, right? Another 35, you will be 51, right? Around that. Okay, you will be able to see that. Okay, don't tell me because might not be there. I am not there anymore. If you we look at this, what they call intelligence staircase. Okay, the higher, the more intelligence. Okay, you look at human, chimpanzee, a chicken, ant. Yeah. But going up there, what do you see? Coming down here, you are at this range. This is the artificial super intelligence. Okay, look at the big picture. We are here. They are here, and this is going to be most likely true because I'll show you later on the power of AI. The rise of AI. You see, the AI is something that we program. People build AI. We teach AI how to think, how to behave, how to make decisions. So recently in 2016, 4 years ago, there's a match between, this is the game called Go. Anybody play Go? Raise your hand. Anybody? This is a very famous game. Uh, I think built about 4,000 years ago in China. Okay, so the Google DeepMind developed an AI called AlphaGo, and they have a match with the world champion from Korea, Lee Se-do, and they beat the AI beat Lee Se-do 4-1. More than 250 million people in China witnessed that live. So later on, there's a rising star Chinese Go champion also play with them and lose by 3-0, 3-0. So after that, only 2 months after that, the China State Council announced that China will consider AI as their futures. They set up a blueprint that will ensure that China will be the leader, will be the world power, world superpower of AI by 2030. Okay, so this show you why this subject area is very important. Not only that, after that, the Google DeepMind developed another AI called AlphaGo Zero. This time, the human did not teach AlphaGo Zero. They just give a piece of paper with rules. They just tell the Google AlphaGo Zero, this is the rule of the game. Okay, you think by yourself how you can win the game. So Google Go Zero were able to play among themselves. They play among themselves. They share information day and night. Only 40 days. They are now nobody can beat them. They play the same AI AlphaGo that beat the world champions. And AlphaGo Zero was able to beat this original AI by 100-0, 100 game to 0. You see how powerful AI would be. And they said, because we don't teach them, they think by themselves, they think out of the box. They are not constrained by our our thinking by human limitations. So they are much better if they think by themselves. That's why many countries today, they focus on AI. There's an AI war between China and US. Not only that, President Putin of Russia announced or tell the world, the nation which become the leaders of AI will be the ruler of the world. He said that in 2017. So there's a race coming on in the development of AI. So what we see the change today is about perhaps 10%. It's a tip of the iceberg. There are much more that we did not see below the surface of the ocean. So today world is quite difficult to predict or difficult to understand. It's called VUCA. V stand for volatility ความผกผัน U from uncertainties ความไม่แน่นอน It could be head or tail, you don't know. The complexity, look at all the wire or the electric wire in Bangkok, ความซับซ้อน Ambiguities, you don't know whether to go left or right because it has the same name, ความคลุมเครือ Okay, so we have to navigate through this. And our students should be able to face, to adapt and face this situation very well. Now let's talk about education. That is what July is all about. Our education model today is adopted since 19th century. During the 19th century, after the industrial revolutions, the universities were set up to produce graduates to serve the industries. So they know exactly what they want. Today, things have changed. We are producing graduates not to serve the past, but to serve the futures, which is unknown to us. How can we serve them? So the current education system it doesn't work. When I was a student in July, I was told that if I study hard for 4 years, whatever knowledge I accumulate, I could apply them, I could use them for the rest of my life. That's not true. Okay, even my time, I can only use about 10-20% of what I learned. I'm from engineering faculty before. So things change. You don't expect that what you learn in the class after 3-4 years, it will be there, it will be obsolete. So it's better that we make ourselves adaptable to be able to learn anytime in the future. So we have to have a good background, foundations, not only one discipline, because in the real world, there's nothing one discipline. And also, soft skill is very important. The term soft skill means you will be able to be creative, to be working as a team, to have critical thinking, to be able to cooperate, that kind of thing. So, in order to weather the change in the futures, if we take the example of the boat, it's like a speedboat. You should be able to, if you want to explore, it has to be very fast and move very fast, change course, change directions. Compare with the ocean cruise of July. July is like ocean cruise, look very nice and have been performing very well. But it's so slow. The momentum that it has cannot change very fast. It takes years to change. By the time that the big ocean cruise change the course, the world have changed, the surrounding have changed. Okay, so it cannot survive into the futures unless it has a speedboat. So this is a bold move of Jula to set up a speedboat called Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovations, which is totally different from the traditional faculty. We don't belong to any faculty. And we operate like a sandbox. Because today, in I would say all universities, the system is very bureaucratic, very bureaucratic. A lot of rule and regulations there. We cannot do anything fast if we operate inside the system. Also, if something is wrong, it affects the big ship. So to separate into an ocean cruise and be able to explore like playing in a sandbox, building a castle, sand castle. If it's not good, just fail it, build a new one. Okay? We don't plan so much, we just do it. This is the concept of our school. Whenever we think of something new, we do it. Prepare to fail and improve it, which is called iterations. So our school was set up to have very unique curriculum, which I will tell you. We aim to be very international, fully international, not only English program. We will recruit 75% of our faculty from overseas, and we have a quota of 30% seat for students coming from overseas too. Okay, and we have to be financial sustainability. That means our tuition fee may be a bit high, but we don't put that in our pocket. We use it all to support our students because it cannot be denied that quality and money go together. So in our concept, we don't operate as a single discipline like faculty. Sometimes it's called silo. One silo is one subject area. But in the real world, you don't have discipline, it's combined. So that is the problem of education in the past for today's world. You know this guy, Steve Jobs, before he passed away, he emphasized that liberal arts is as important as technologies. And therefore, our first curriculum that we set up is called BAScii, Bachelor of Art and Science in Integrated Innovations. We intend to draw whatever we need from different disciplines, art or science, integrate them, make them into something useful, which is called innovations. This is as simple as it means. And these are the 5 pillars that our students have to understand and be good at. One is this transdisciplinary. Second, internationality. Third, innovation. Fourth, entrepreneurship. And fifth is sustainability of the world. So this is the mission of the school. We groom our students as a new breed of global citizens who are empowered to negotiate over their lifetimes the challenge of the changing world. The world changed. How could our graduates adapt to the change? This is the key property of our students. Our curriculum for today will focus in two areas, which is very important in the real world. One is technology, one is business. Of course, the root, the foundation is the 21st century skills, the critical thinking, the cooperations, the communication skill, for example. And then we expect that every one of our students would be able to take internship, preferably go overseas. Go, we have a number of partners around the world. They should take one semester overseas. Otherwise, they could also opt for taking internship with big corporations so that they learn something in the real world. So after that, they come back, they will be select a project, which we call startup projects. In the one of these four areas, aging societies, smart cities, sustainability, and then digital economies and robotics. They will learn as much as they need in order to make a project which becomes startup. Since our school, we intend to teach our students not only the theory, but also all the practical experiences in the real world. So we offer ourselves as an open platform so that anybody can come and work with us that benefit our students. That's why we have a lot of entrepreneurs, investors, startup coming to mentor our students, to teach our students as a adjunct faculty, and also the government office that support us. So this is an open platform. It's very transparent. It's not closed. Okay, anybody can see how we operate. And these are some of the companies that work with us. You can identify from the logo. We, as I said, we want to be fully international for the reason that we foresee that in the future our students will be able to work anywhere, any corner of the world, work with anybody with different background, different religion, different culture, different nationalities. So we train them when they are students. They, they will be learning from professor from Europe, from US, from Australia, from China, from Japan. And we expect that 30% of our students will be overseas, from overseas. We almost achieved that if it's not because of COVID-19 last year. But we determined that next year, this coming year, we will try to get 30 students from overseas. So this is something that we would like to build the students or your children to be the global citizens, somebody who are well-rounded, with the skill to think, to adapt, and to reinvent. It will be totally different. If you look at our two batches, today, you see that they are totally different from a regular student in the universities. They are, they are themselves. They would be able to find their own identity, and they are able to express their own opinions. And we, as I said, we want our students to have a project which can be a startup, which can be scaled up into something commercialized. And we look at these two areas. One is the startup for economic gain. That means they become entrepreneurs. Otherwise, they can be startup for social gain, using technology to help solve the world problems. Okay, so there could be social enterprise. These are some of the startups that Jula has produced from their graduates. Not necessarily our school, but all the faculties. But in the future, we would produce many more. And these are the 17 Sustainable Development Goal of UN. We hope that our students would be able to use technologies to help solve the problem, and to be a kind of global responsible person, not only for Thailand, not only for the family, but also for the world. Okay, so this is a questions I often receive from parents. What would the student be after graduates? What would be their professions? For sure, they would not be engineers. They would not be medical doctors. They would not be accountants. But they create their own jobs. They could be technology innovator, using technology to build innovation, innovation entrepreneurs, make innovation to be commercialized, or social transformers, use technology to solve the world. Otherwise, they could also go for a master degree. We've been in communication with many faculties that they would like to take our students for their master program. Medical science, for example, now they take students up to 4 years. So our student will become feeder to them. Those who are interested to go for uh, research in medical science, they can take a master degree program in the Faculty of Medical Science. So this is just to give you some idea how many students we admit. In our plan, in the first year we plan for 80 students. After that, we plan 100 students for each year. In 2019, although we plan for 80, but we take 86 because most of them are quite good. Uh, Number of students who meet the requirement is about 400. Okay, so it's about 4 to 1 that we take students. Those who did not meet the requirement, they cannot apply anyway. We use TCAS also, but we have our own criteria. Second year, we take 109, which is more than 100. There are a number of students who planned to go overseas, go to US and so on. But because of COVID, they cannot go, or because of some uh, events in US, which make it so too risky for the girls. So many parents prefer that their daughter study here. So we were asked to open an extra round to take those students. That's why we have 109. So this is the combination of students from overseas. On the left, is first batch on the right, second batch. First batch, we have 8 students from overseas, Chinese, Australian, Taiwanese, German, Japanese, Malaysian, Thai. The second batch, we have 13 students from overseas, and you see, you cannot see the one, it Chinese, American, Great Britain, Korea. Some of them have not arrived because of COVID, so they have to study online. And some of them come and will be quarantined. The quality of our student is good. We have a criteria which is quite high. And we check that the first batch, the average IELTS is 6.5, but the second batch is going up to 7. This is the average. The maximum, the top one is 8, and this year 8.5. Okay, this is the second batch. Also, set score increase. So I think later on, Dr. Brinya will inform you about the criteria, how we take our students. This is the source of the student where they come from. So you can, for the first batch, you see that most of them come from local international school, and then come from Thai school, where they have the English program, and then the regular Thai school, and then overseas. And we check the background of our students. It appears that most of them are in business and technology. Some of them are in arts, not many. For the second batch, again, the most number come from international students, international school. Sorry, IN is international school. Then the English program in the Thai school, then regular Thai school, then overseas, and then the home school, GED. This is the background. The business students interested in business, 20%, technology, 17%, and art, 16%. In the second batch, these 5 schools performed the best in the entrance exam. You know, they have the best score in SAT and IELTS. Come not with school in Rayong. I think you know about this, right? This is PTT school. Shuberry International School, Panjarat High School, Singapore International School, Bangkok, and NIS International School. And this is the list of school. For example, Assumption College sent about 7 students, GED 7 students, Trim Udom Siksa 7 students, Mahidol University International Demonstration School 6 students, and so on. So we have all the list. You know, I am sure some of you come from this school. Okay, so this is my last slide. I think you all know that things change and it will not be the same again. In the past, sometimes something changed and then come back. Today, when things change, we call transform. Transform means you change forever. And this is what our students of this generation have to face when they graduate. It's not certain that something that you learn will be permanent. It will change. It may not be useful. So we select something that will be useful for students so that it will be with them for a long, long time. The ability to adapt, the skill, the soft skill. So I thank you for your attention and hope that this will be able to give you some idea on how you should select what you want to learn, and that will give you the trajectory of your life. Once you select any faculty or any area to study, certainly it's difficult to change your direction. This is very important juncture of your life. Thank you.
And next, we would like to introduce our next speaker, Daria Dmitrieva, who will give her speech on international approach and mindset. Please give a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Um, all right. Good morning once again, everyone. My name is Daria Dmitrieva, and I work as an International Affairs Officer of BAScii program. I have met some of you already. Some of you I haven't met yet, and I would still like to welcome you for coming here. Um, Today I'll talk about something that most of you know already, so it will not be something very new, but I think it is a very important thing to mention once again, and it's something that I believe differentiates our program from many other programs. So as mentioned before, we are an international program, so you can define internationalism differently. Some can say that it's about how many faculty from overseas do we have, or how many foreign students we have. Some might say that internationalism is when our students can go somewhere and travel in their third year, for example, for internship. But there's another way that we can define internationalism. And in my opinion, it's about the mindset. And here I'm going to tell you a little bit of why we think that we are approaching an international mindset in our program, and why you think whenever you will be in whichever program you decide to study, you should also adapt. So my presentation is called EQ versus IQ, and I hope that some of you already know what it is. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy it. So many people coming to us asking about our program will ask, who do I become? What will my career path be? Who will I be when I graduate? Or where can I work once I graduate? And the reality of thing is, if somebody tells you exactly who you will be once you graduate, they're most likely lying to you, because none of us can even say. So the honest answer will be, I don't know. The reason is because after 4 years, even you go to our program or whichever other program you end up going to, there's no way we're going to promise you that you'll have a certain career path. Right now, the research says that every single one of you, and still of us probably, will change our career 4 to 7 times over our lifetime. So as Professor Warsak mentioned in his presentation, you probably will use 10 to 20% of what you've studied in your 4 years, and the skills that are important for you in the future are to be able to adapt and to be able to learn on the spot and to adapt to the things that are changing in the world. So if we're saying that there is no guarantee of who you become or whether you become successful, whichever the definition of success you have in your head, what are the things that would help us to boost our chances to become successful? And there is actually research that has been done and done over and over again to tell people what it is that they need to know in order to become successful. So I wanted to ask parents, because I know we have quite a few here in the room. Could you raise your hand if you think that your interpersonal relationships have helped your career? Anyone know things that knowing people and networking has really helped your career? Or do you think it's pure knowledge? Okay, here we go. I certainly did. How many of you do think that interpersonal relationships are one of the main factors of your career success? So basically knowing people and be able to communicate with people has helped you move up the ladder. And also, do you agree that people skills are an important factor in your career success? Well, most of us do think that way. So we all know about machine learning and digital transformation. We've talked about it for a few times. The idea is that whatever machines can do, they will do instead of us. So whatever we learn has to surpass that. But also we have understanding of how great the computer capacity will be. So what makes us surpass that capacity? And I hope some of you have heard of that already. It's called emotional quotient. So it is about emotional intelligence. And researchers define 4 or 5 areas sometimes of emotional intelligence, which is self-awareness, self-management, empathy, and skilled relationships. So the idea here is that whatever we learn, not just from theoretical knowledge, not just from textbook, but from interpersonal relationships, communication, networking, presentation skills, pitching skills, all of these things will help you progress in your future career. But the good news is that up until 25 years old, people still develop their brain capacity to learn. So the region of the brain called amygdala is actually developed until 25 years old. So we all still have ways to make sure that we know what emotional intelligence is for us and how to use it. So like I said, I'm going to take this time not to tell you much about our program as is. We have another speaker here telling you about our admission requirements and everything, but I would like to give you advice, whether you choose our program to study or you go somewhere else, is to diversify your interests. So obviously, school and university will take a lot of your time, but make sure you go out and do other things in life. Make sure you even go to events, you meet your friends. It is an important part of your development and the balance. And by doing so, don't believe anyone who said that you were wasting your time, because there you learn the skills that are a part of your emotional intelligence. Explore, try, diversify, engage, and learn. And the reason why it is a very important thing is because we need to cope and we need to adapt and we need to disrupt. We're talking about innovation here, right? So in order to innovate, how we all know about the percentage of success. It's quite low, right? So most likely, most of you trying to be an entrepreneur will fail. And I'm just going to give you straight away, you are going to fail. But the thing about it is that it's an experience and it's a learning opportunity for you. But in order to make it a learning opportunity and don't make it break you, you do need to cope and adapt and disrupt. And once again, here's where the emotional intelligence comes to place. If you learn to cope with this, you will make sure to innovate and to get further in life. So there is no formula for success. If somebody tells you there it is, they're once again lying to you. And you will most likely fail. Just remember that, but don't make it scare you. So every successful person has failed in their life. And like I said, some of you will do as well. But it's about coping with it, and it's about making sure that you have enough social skills, 21st century skills, soft skills, whatever you want to call them, is to go through that and make sure that you succeed on the other end. So once again, I don't think I've told you anything new. Most of you already know it, but I think it's a good reminder to just continue developing your emotional intelligence and be better as human beings as overall. So thank you so much for being here once again. That'll be all from me. I thank you for the clapping over there. I hope to see you here in BAScii next year. I wish you the best of luck in your application process. I know it is a very difficult time. We've all been there. It is going to be rigorous, but it's going to be a great experience whenever you go to study. So I wish you all the best. And if you have any questions for any of us later on, please come find us and talk to us. Thank you so much once again.
So I'm sure many of you are curious on what this program will offer and the admission information for the upcoming application. So please welcome Dr. Varinya Chemanasiri, our Academic Affairs Director. Thank you. Please give her our applause.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm glad to see all of you here. So the session for today for me would be the overview of BAScii program. So just to recap what Professor Warsak have said earlier, our program is the full name is Bachelor of Art and Science in Integrated Innovation. So when you graduate from this program, you will get the degree in both art and science together. And our program focused on four elements and integrated innovation. So if you are wondering what could we offer you about innovation, so I would like to present you this model of innovation creation. So, in order to create innovation, you would need to have resources at the beginning, activities to groom your innovation, and then a good, suitable environment to make it successful. So, in our program, BAScii offer you the resources to create your own innovation. So, you can see that probably the most important thing to start with would be the skills and knowledge. So the knowledge we offer you in the courses in core technology and core business. For the skills, of course, we since our program focus very much on project-based learning. So you get the skills, hands-on skills, soft skill by yourself. So these skills you cannot just listen and then probably memorize and do it. You have to really practice doing it yourself, right? So these are the two important things that we really offer you since the beginning. And then, of course, we let you try to use technology as a tool to create your innovation. And then teamwork is really important. Employee would be pretty much your friends to work together with you on a project. And also culture is something that you need to really create it among yourself. So others in this case would be just the assets, depends on the project topics that you will be working on. All right. So since the beginning, resources are the most important. Of course, along the way, we help you to really work on the activities that would be communications, collaboration, marketing, everything that you need to work on your projects. And the end, we make sure that you have a suitable environment that would be, of course, the things, entity outside, any party that you have to work with, even outside of our school. We help you to make sure that in the future you can create it from this program and have your own probably project, business, anything that you can work on your own, even in the future beyond this. All right. So this is the foundation of the program. So since you know the direction from Professor Rosak already, we focus to create global citizen, and this is very important. So there are foundation literacies, and the thing that we focus the most would be digital literacy or ICT. So of course, along this, we want to provide you and equip you with expertise and also a good breadth of knowledge. So we don't want you to have the expertise in only one field and don't know anything else beyond that. Or even we don't want you to have a shallow knowledge and don't have any expertise. So that's why we offer you the comb shave knowledge. That would be the well-rounded good breadth of knowledge and a few expertise in something that you are really interested in. So how can we achieve this? You saw this picture already. We call it wisdom tree, right? So we start with the 21st century skills as a foundation. So these will be the genetic courses that you study since the beginning. And then the core technology and core business courses would be along the way to help you to really um, understand the foundation of innovation. And then you have to select the courses in four specialization tracks. So with this, you can see that total of the credits that you need to finish to graduate from this program would be 126 credits. So here the foundation, the GenEd would be 10 courses in 6 categories that you have to select, based on what you like. And then 36 credits in core courses. So 6 courses for each technology and business. And then 54 credits in specialization and project courses. And lastly would be 2 courses of elective that you can choose anything that we offer in this university. So here we also give you the opportunity to go for an exchange program or internship in your third year. So it could be first semester of third year, or even more preferable, the second semester of third year, where you finish all the core courses already. And then we have the innovative project collaboration that some of the selected students can work on, and we get the funding. So I can explain this, for you guys in more detail later on. But these are just like a quick, list of the partners that we have been working with very closely. Actually, I can show you more in the next slide. But before that, I would like to give you an example of the partner that we start, and then is, UC Berkeley. I think you guys know this very prestigious university. So this partner, we have been working with them, and we'll launch, the opportunity for students to go for the exchange program next fall. So this UC Berkeley program, they offer us what they call startup semester, and they have the collaboration with the DataX. That would be the lab that offer the courses in data science. So for this UC Berkeley, they focus in data science. So the prerequisite would be Python, coding, the math, and also entrepreneurship, which the student would study already in the first year. So and also, for example, PTTEP, Banpu, and Sing are the partner that we just, we have the agreement with them, and we start working on the project with them already. So it really depends if you like, this project that they offer specifically, and if you do, then you can apply, and then if you get selected, there will be funding for you to work on during your 4 year at BAScii. So here is a bigger list that we work. So you can see that what I want to show you here is that we have worked with many parties. It's not only the corporate that we collaborate and work on project with. We have the partner with university, academia, government, organization, community, industry. So even like the Chulalongkorn University alumni, we really work with them, and then we have some individuals that really want to collaborate with us. So you can see that in terms of collaboration, we really have a lot. So just to emphasize on this a little bit, based on what Professor Rosak mentioned earlier, BAScii, if you wonder what could be BAScii graduates, so our graduate won't be, it won't be anything like that's offer from other program, like traditional career, no. So I would say that probably BAScii credit won't be an engineer, won't work as a medical doctor. So this thing that we offer you is the opportunity to create your own career. And if you ask that, oh, I don't know what to start, can I work in a corporate or any company or any organization? Yes. So based on the courses that we offer you, you can fit perfectly with the analyst or business consultant. So these two are the most basic one that our BAScii graduate can do since the beginning. And then, of course, if you like to work in any specific industry, and even if you take more courses towards that area, then you can probably work, in a company and in the innovation department. For example, one organization, let's say one company in the healthcare industry, they wouldn't want medical doctor to work with them, right? They probably want someone who has a good knowledge in business and also has experience to work in healthcare project. So in this case, BAScii credit can fit very perfectly. Yeah, just to give you more example. And so next would be the admission requirement for this year. So you can see that the criteria for math, English, and portfolio would be the same. And but for aptitude test and interview, since we are not sure about the COVID-19 situation, this year we offer to do the interview and aptitude test online. All right? But the criteria would be the same. So in terms of the requirement for math and English, pretty much everything will be the same too. But we do offer ACT for English and math, and also CUAAT for math. So you see that you have more options in terms, in case that the COVID-19, we have this next wave, and then everything will be shut down, then you can still have options to take the test. So the score, as you see, Professor Warsak mentioned earlier, our score from last year, 2020, increased significantly based on 2019. So yeah, right now we have about the average of 714 for SAT and then IO would be about 7. So this probably, this piece of information can help you to prepare better for this coming rounds. So in terms of tuition fee, you can see that the fee for each semester would be roughly 221,000 baht. You can see that this, the fee that we ask you here from BAScii program is not the same like any other international program in Chulalongkorn University or even in Thailand. The reason is that we aim to offer you the high quality of future education, and then we give you truly international environment. As you can see that our target is to really get 30 students from overseas. So these are the things that we really aim to achieve. And also with the partnership, you see that we have global partnership from prestigious university and big corporate. So these are also something that we offer you as an experience to study here in BAScii. So good news, we have the awards and funding to offer you. So award, we call it BAScii Award. We have 100,000 baht, offer for each semester to 15 students. So 10 students will be based on academic performance, which is GPA for each semester, and then another 5 spot would be for extracurricular activities or contribution to school and special recognition. So this award would be selected, we would be offered to students and be selected for each semester, yeah, based on the performance. And then the project funding. Here, I would like to give you a few more things that the industry, as I mentioned earlier, we will select the students based on, the interest and also the good fit with the corporate. So usually when we have any project, we will have the announcement and then the student can join the session to learn more about the profile of the company and then the topic of the project. And then the selection process will be happening after that. So it won't be only from us, the school, but the company itself will also be part of the selection to select the good student to work with them. And they will provide the funding and sometimes even the scholarship to, for the tuition fee as well. And then we also, the school offer the funding for the project that you will be working during your 4 years here. So it would be up to 40,000 baht, depending on the proposal that the student send, along with the project supporting documents. So this is towards the end of my presentation. So just to give you, probably you know this already, um, we are located, of course, in Chulalongkorn University, right in the heart of downtown. And then transportation is pretty convenient. We are right in the hub. And also, Chulalongkorn Hospital is one of the best hospital in Thailand. And if you have heard about this, we even develop our own, vaccine for COVID-19. And we are about to launch it very soon to Thai citizens. All right. So here's our beautiful campus, and we really hope that you guys will join us to be part of BAScii program very soon. So if you have any question, you know that we are located here, and then our office is on fourth floor, room 413. You can check our website here and contact us in Facebook, and can send some message to ask any specific question. So that's it for my part for the overview of the program and admission requirement. So good luck. I hope to see all of you here, or some of you here, of course, next semester of next year. Thank you.
So I'm sure that this part is the part that you've all been waiting for. So here we have our first year and second year students who will talk about their experiences here in BAScii and what it's like to be in BAScii. So from our first year, we have Anan, Namtip, and Winnie. And from second year, we have Pi Lemon, Pi Tonmai from Student Council. Please give a round of applause. So as we have mentioned that there are two sides to this course. First, there's the business side and the technology side. Right now in the first year, we are studying mainly on the business side. So Winnie, I would like you to summarize and give us a bit more detail to what the business side of the program offers.
So, well, there are 6 subjects that we learn in the first semester as a first year students. First of all is a mathematics for technology business, which is included all math knowledges that we have to know as a technology innovators and as an entrepreneurs. And the second one will be financing and accounting management, which is all about financing and accounting, which is important skill for the entrepreneurs and innovators. And the third one will be professional communication, which is about how to communicate effectively, how to attract the investor to invest in our project. And the fourth one will be rethinking justice, which is included all the social issues that is important right now, as we can see in the news or in the newspaper or in the media. And the fifth one will be entrepreneurship management, which will include all the skills that is important for entrepreneurs, like the theory or how to analyze the things, how to about the investment. And the last one is the highlight of this faculty, which is Project Seed, which will let us to create our own project based on the topics or based on the problems that we want to fix. And it's a group-based project as well. As everyone knows, or as we talk about what we have learned on the business side, can Tonmai tell us your experience on the technology side?
So as you know that technologies is very important right now and is one of the most important tools and skills for our future. Our school pay big attention to that importance. Um, so for the technology that we study in these programs, starting with the coding skills for freshmen, you'll be studying in the second semester, and also covering to more detail in the sophomore years of data structures or more or deeper of codings in Python. We also covering the topic of AI and also machine learnings in our sophomore years in the specialization of AI and robotics. So that probably leads to the questions that you're probably thinking right now, that how deep is the technology that we are learning, and also if I don't really have knowledge or background ideas on technology and machine learning or any even codings, so how will I do, or can we how will I study in these programs? So I want to answer that what we're studying on the technology is more to be the concepts of everything in technologies. For example, in AI and machine learning, we didn't go to detail of like doing all the programming. So because we didn't want you to be a programmer, but the school teach us about the concept of everything. So when you do the projects, you can communicate with your programmer well, and you know what is going on or what your programmer is doing. And also, and for the second questions of if I don't really have knowledge or background of the technologies. So how will you do? So I was also the one that had no background knowledge on the technologies, but I believe, but actually our class starting from 0 to 1 or just from the beginner. So you don't really have much knowledge on that, but you can still learn in our class. But I suggest you to prepare some maybe self-study before um, semester starts. That will be your benefits for our class on technology.
Um, Next, as everyone knows, choosing a course or choosing a um, degree can be very hard for everyone. I mean, I know that everyone in here is making an investment, and we hope that we are, the best choice for you. But so just to get an inspiration and kind of motivation, I just wanted to know why you guys chose BAScii as your final decision. So maybe Namtip and Anand can go over that.
Okay, so in my opinion, there are two main reasons why I choose BAScii. The first reason is based on the world trend, and the second one is based on my own passion. So I think everyone knows that nowadays skills like hard skills and very specific specializations are being needed less, while skills like soft skills, 21st century skills, self-development, and others are being a lot more demanding. And BASI is offering that to us. Not just knowledge about two cores, including business and technology, which will be highly required in the future, but also skills to work with others and also develop yourself, like teamwork, leadership, and like professional communication as well. So, through project based learning, students graduating from BASI could be implemented with these skills to be a citizens that is ready for the future. So that's why I chose BASI. And another reason is based on my own passion, which is that I want to be my own boss. I don't want to be employed by anyone, and I would want to have my own business. And BASI is helping us to achieve that goal. Yep.
So, as for me, at first, I was actually looking at a bachelor's in business administration, or as you all might know it as BBA. But then I heard about BASI from a family friend, in which I had absolutely no idea about it at first. And I did some research, and I came to events like this one, and learned more about it. And I found out that BASI had a splash of technology in it. And with this splash of technology, it is this faculty is actually really future oriented. And if you can see, this BASI is actually one of the first transdisciplinary programs in Thailand. And by transdisciplinary, I mean they teach us like a duck. A duck can swim, a duck can run, a duck can fly. So they teach us from every aspect to come with different perspectives to a certain prospect so that we can think with using design thinking and other implementations that we get to learn on a daily basis and apply it in our real lives. And once we graduate, our careers will be as such as we would be competent graduates indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Nong Namtip and Anand, for giving us a very low comment. As we all know that Basai has a lot of activities, can Lemon help us to describe what student council have done for the school so far?
Okay, so first of all, what student council doing is like basically we uh creating activity that can create a bond between the sophomore and the freshman years, and we also coordinate between like our faculty with the another faculty about the university activities. And the most important thing is like we accept all the feedback from students that we using to improve BASI. Like we coordinate with the professor and faculty members to make BASI better.
Thank you, Lemon, for giving us like comment on the student council. As we all know that Project Seed is a highlighted part of the BASI. Can Lemon describe the progress of your project and where you are at now?
Okay, like so the progress of the project, it absolutely start with the coming up with the ideas. Like
they teach us to fail early better than like never fail or like fail at the end and then like you're just going deep down to like your failure. So I actually work with Sonia and we actually have changed many idea before it's coming up at a solid one. And right now we are on the process of having we call it an MVP prototype that is actually ready to launch and try for our market. Yeah. So I think it's actually teach us to fail early.
Thank Lemon. You're done. Okay. Can Ton Mai explain about your project more? Because we would like to share like another dimensions of the another project as well.
Okay, so actually, my project is about the social, more on the social entrepreneur. So we are doing the platform called E10s. We created the platforms to solve the problem of food waste from the restaurants that have like food waste every day, and at the end they thrown it away. So we want to be a platform, marketplace platform connected between those restaurants to bring their products and sales in our platform in a discount price or promotion price to attract the different group of customers who have like lower incomes or um, sensitive to prices. So right now, we joined lots of competitions, even though we haven't won any. But I think what most important thing about doing project in BAScii is to get a hand-on experience and also um, learning from the real experience that we have to deal with partners. As my project is about dealing with um, the shop partner and also having many stakeholder to deal with. So so what we do in BAScii is like we have mentor for that our professor bring to us, but mostly we decide everything by ourselves. So I think many I think all of you enjoyed a lot on our project classes.
So now that we know more about each of you, maybe this question is for the first year students because I'm also curious about this. I wanted to know your future plans and your goals and what do you want out of this program? Like what do you want out of BAScii? Maybe Namtip can start.
Okay, so talking about future plans, if only mentioning only the years at BASI, I plan to fail a lot, and to learn a lot from the failures that we have made during the years, so that at the end of the program or at the end of the fourth year, my group and I will be able to develop a very well developed and a good project or a startup to work on in the future. And I would want to pursue that startup in the future as well. However, for now, my group and I are working on a project that is mainly trying to generate income or generating profit. So, if possible, during the years at BASI, I would want to develop this firm into a more social responsible firm, or even, if possible, we'll shift into a more social enterprise-based firm as well. I also have a second plan, which is that actually, Pasai is offering a lot of specializations to us, and I am planning to explore a lot about that. And I might even find a more interesting specialization that I am interested in, which is different from now. So at that time, I might want to join a master degree to learn more skills and knowledge and apply that back again to do my own startup. Yeah.
So, as for me, I believe this question really depends on the specialization that we will choose in the current year. So, for me, I like technology, so I would probably go into artificial intelligence and robotics. And I believe that after we graduate, our careers will be shaped accordingly. And there are also several other careers that BASI offers, like data analysts or specifics such as when you go into a technician or that too. So I believe that BAScii actually promotes the students to work along with technology instead of finding for jobs that could be obsolete in the near future, because technology is new trend, and as you know, it's coming so hard right now, and it could potentially overtake so many jobs and careers. So as for myself, I also hope to succeed with my Project Seed group while in university, and we hope that our project will succeed. If we come to a dead end point, we'll fail. But then that's the lesson. We got to start again, and yeah, that's my plan. Thank you.
How about Winnie? You also go through yours.
Actually, there are many plans for me, but as for me right now, it's like unsolid plan is like it's not that robust. But for me, at first, I think that I want to be like successful entrepreneur in the future. Like as I turned out the med school and then chose BAScii, I was wondering that how could I like help other people or how could I increase their life ability to like live more happier life. But after I have studied at BAScii for like one semester, I found out that like the skills that they taught us and they provided to us can help people like in many countries or like worldwide things. Like I think right now I will just create or like invent the platform or like application or things that can help people, can increase their life ability to live their life more happier. And I think I will still be working with my team for like project seeds after I graduate. And I think I plan to like continue my master degree and like everything after I graduate in case of like the IT, the technology, and the business. So I think that's my plan.
As our freshmen have already talked about their goal, can Tonmai and Lemon tell us what you have learned from year to year and how you have grown from your experience?
Okay, so for me, I'm going to share more on the soft skills because I think it is as important as the hard skills that we learn for each courses. Um, so as BASI is in the initiate periods or like in the pioneer times of the school, and also most of our study is on the project-based learning. So we get to work with many teams from different persons and different people. So one of the most important things that I have learned in here is to listen to other people in the teams. So if I'm pretty sure that most of you in this room is a leader in your place, or you have lead you have been leading people before, and when leader come together, so it is one of the most important skill is to listen to people around you and ask for their opinions before making decisions. So actually, there I had a lot. No, my teams, and when I work with the teams with the different group, there are many conflicts appears when people just um, use their own opinions and not listen to others. So I think this is one of the most important skills that I have learned in here. And also another skills that I learned is the skill of prepare for the change of anything, and nothing is permanent as well. Um, because especially to bar size, right? We are in the pioneer times of the school, so anything can change in any times. We just and also in the projects that we deal with, the external organizations or have a lot of external factors that we need to deal with. So the change can appear anytime. We just need to be well prepared for the change.
Yeah, so add up on from Ton Mai, like we learn to prepare for the change, and moreover, we also learn to like ready like to face with the failures. Like as I told before, like don't fear to fail, because like fail early better than never fail. Like cause you can learn from the experience. So like Ton Mai actually like talk about all experiences we got. So my what I got in terms of the goal, like what have been changed. Like my freshman year, all I think is like I just want to graduate with a happily studying, like no more stress, something like that. But like still like getting like get out through the second years, it might sound big and like look impossible. That what changed after I have been working with Project Cs and learned that it's not what we want, but it's what people want, what want, user want, something like that. I kind of want to make world better. I have been talking like this like every time that I want to make world better. Maybe start from BAScii or Jula. So like I basically growing up from that have no goals, just coming up with I want to make the world better. So that actually what BAScii taught me.
Thank you so much for all of your valuable answers. Can we get another round of applause for them, please? Thank you so much. So now we'll go straight into the Q&A session. So if any of you in the audience have any questions, you can feel free to ask for any clarifications now. Any questions? Oh, you can also ask in Thai ได้นะครับ if you're comfortable.
So please feel free to ask like anything, whether it is like the experience, the courses, and what we have learned.
So most of the stuff that you have mentioned is pretty kind of subjective to me and it's kind of generalized. Can you please give like a specific curriculum or what subject do you have learned? Just like very specific, please.
Uh,
Thank you
so
so much.
so on about the specialized courses, right? Um, can Ton Mai and okay. Dr. Warinya Shemanasiri, our academic affair director, will give answer this question.
Hi. So actually I think our student already mentioned a little bit of the courses during the first semester already. So yeah, so the courses that you take for sure in the first semester would be the math course, finance, that would be the core tech, and core business would be the entrepreneurship, and then you're gonna have to study project course, and also two genets would be professional communications and rethinking justice. That would be a very one of the very interesting course that I think that you will never have to never have experienced this before. So these are the courses that you have to study for semester. And then of course, in terms of the core business, you're gonna need to study marketing and technology innovation management, digital operation, and also the last one would be more into innovation part of the business. Yeah. So and technology one, of course you need to study computer programming and the algorithm data structure, difficult one. And then yeah, there will be more into the AI part. Yeah, so the course here, you can see that as I told you at the beginning, we focus on digital literacy. So you have to study math, calculus, for sure you cannot avoid it, stats, probability, linear algebra. Yeah, so these will be something that you have to, and computer programming, you need to know how to code. Yeah, you may not be, the coder, like, you know, like yeah, to program it everything by yourself, but you need to know how to use it. And then, for example, if you need to have your own business and create your own platform, just need to make sure that you know everything and won't be cheated or um, like deceived by someone and got ripped off. All right. So I hope that it helps to answer your question. Anything else you want to know about the courses?
If anyone have any questions more on, especially about the specialized courses or the academic, you can feel free to ask. นะคะ
Uh, Hello. Hi.
Sorry, I just wanted to say one thing. You have the papers on your table. At the back of them, there's a QR code that you can scan. It will go on the drive folder. And one of the documents there is, it's a full course description. It's every single course, specifically with the name like you asked and what's on there. So if you want more details, some of the information will be on that drive folder. So go check it out.
Hi. I don't have a question regarding academics specifically. Uh, so I don't really have a specific question related to academics, but I want to know more about like people who apply. So I'm very interested in this program, but I don't really consider myself to be that naturally innovative or creative. So do you think that you need to be like really like naturally innovative and creative for BAScii, or could it be like not?
So she's asking about like her personality is not like so much deep in innovative. So can her like go into BAScii as well? Can Lemon will we describe about this?
Okay, so I actually am the one who have no creativity or innovators like mindset at first. I came from the medical student, so it's kind of far from here. You don't have to be creative at first. You can, cause like everything you can build, like you can learn. If you don't have it, you will learn it from here. So even you consider that you are not innovators or no creators, you can. But if you like to be like Anand said, we learn to be a duck. We can fly, we can walk, we can swim. If you like to know everything, like to learn like a lot of things, you can try to get in here. Everything you can learn. Like just don't fear. Like no fear. Like I told you, we teach you to fail the failure and no fear for this.
Okay, just to add on, I think oh, I think we all come here to study and be ready for the future. And I wouldn't say not having like creativity is really a big problem because BASI also offers you guys to study design thinking, which the faculty which a specific subject will walk you to each each other of of design thinking, where you will slowly learn through this process, and eventually you will find yourself having creativity. So don't worry.
I would like to give you some more idea. Creativity is actually also part of the skills. You can improve your creativity, and we will teach you how to do that also. The concept is you need to know yourself. Sometimes, if you, for example, if some of you feel that, oh, I have like high creativity, it's something that I'm good at. But sometimes, if you, for example, you didn't sleep for many nights, or you don't rest enough, or you were in a bad mood, sometimes, the performance of your creativity wouldn't be so high. So I think that the concept is you need to know if when and how to boost your creativity. There will be the way and approach and method to do that. So don't worry about this creativity for you. You can enhance it, you can improve it. So it should be fine.
Uh,
Uh, she is asking about what the portfolio should contain in, what should be in the portfolio, and what should portfolio look like.
Okay, so the portfolio, this year we have a very clear template on what you should put in a portfolio. So I believe that is already uploaded in the website and then we announce it. We even have the clips to explain you with the instruction how to make the portfolio. So basically we have 12 sections. So you have to, of course, like include all the information at the beginning. You need to have like the executive summary of your profile, just 5 lines, not long. And then all the education, the grade supports, project experience, activities, everything can be listed in the portfolio. And one section that we introduced this year just to let you show your creativity with the innovation. So section 11, you need to design the whole page based on this concept. And then the last one would be to include the supporting documents or photo to show what kind of experience or the project that you have done so far that you mentioned already in the previous sections. Yeah. So for this year, it's very clear. So you can follow that. We have the template, and then you can just insert and type in the template that we provide.
so for the last question will be oh, really same question. There's any I see here like upstairs. Yeah.
Hello everyone. I have two questions. So one is, why is the tuition so high? And second, why is the tuition fee so high? And the follow up is, why should I come here?
Okay, so tuition fee, as I mentioned a little bit before, since we aim to offer high quality of future education, we really carefully select the faculty member who would come here and be part of our school. Because the profile that we select, we need to find someone who doesn't just have the PhD. We want them to have really real expertise and experience in that field that we ask them to teach our students. Also, we would like to make sure that they didn't just graduate long time ago and have just like let's say traditional and old knowledge, because in order to create innovation they really need to have a fresh good and current knowledge to really provide this to our students. So this is like a very difficult criteria that we ask for when we select and recruit our faculty member. Another main reasons that really a big cost of our tuition fee or our expense is the partnership. For example, the UC Berkeley that I mentioned to you guys before, they ask us in order to partner with them, we need to pay them like 5 million baht per year. I can give you this number, just the partnership. And then when we send our student out, we need to pay them like for each student on top of this. And when if we want to our student to work with them in a project, there will be a cost also adding up to the whole thing. So these are the two things. If you ask for the expense, yeah, for the cost, these are the two things that we really have to we think that is worth it. It's part of the future education that we really aim to provide our students. Yeah, if you can see that UC Berkeley is a prestigious university, and not many programs really partner with them on exchange program. The reason is this: the cost is too high, and the only way for us to really subsidize this and create the opportunity for our students is to really get it, and then it's resulted in our tuition fee.
Okay. The last question will be like group of three people over there. Sure, man. Right over there.
So how's the school life? Like, is there a lot of work, something like that?
You asking about the school life? How about let's say ต้นไม้ As the president of the student council, can you explain out about the student life, including like the lecturing as well?
Okay, so just for maybe general life of student here. So we start our so the class will be on 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's depend on actually we didn't have class every days a week, maybe like all weekdays. So you will have sometimes hanging out with your friends or doing projects or doing anything in the faculty as you want. Um, so how can I describe the student life here? It's more like um, we study hard and we also play hard too, because when in the class, right? I think the environment is more on the, like we help each other to encourage each other to study. Maybe it's sometimes it's a bit competitive, especially to first year students here. I'm pretty sure it's really competitive comparing to my years. But when it comes to the activity sides or to the when they play, we also play hard too. Like have activities, like sport activity that we join the competitions with other faculties, or or even like there is an event that we organize for our own faculty as well. So yeah, so we study hard and we play hard for, for our school. Yeah.
So if you have any further questions, you can ask the everyone here outside. But just on an ending note, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time with us today, and we really hope to see all of you for the next academic year. Thank you.